All right, let's go ahead. Get to my last interview of the evening. He goes by the name of Krantz. He is joining me right now. How's it going?
That is I. What's up, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Oh yeah, man. Happy Thursday. Is this live?
Yes, it is. It is
I
live,
figured.
recorded,
So it is
everything.
Thursday. Huh.
So,
Nice,
um,
man.
we'll go ahead and get started here. How did you get started in music?
Yeah, man. Grew up kind of with music around the house. My dad's a drummer. He played in like those bands back in the '60s and '70s where he'd play at like a bar or a hotel for like 3 weeks straight. Y'all wear ruffle tuxes, there's horns in the band and all that stuff. So grew up with him always jamming around the house, and my parents are both big music fans. My mom was more of the singer in church type lady, but they're always playing lots of records and stuff. And well, I guess it would have been CDs and stuff then. But I always remember them playing the Beatles a lot. And then in November of 1995, as a wee child, I was watching the Beatles anthology with them, and I was like, after that, man, like I originally wanted to be a basketball player. And then after I saw that, I was like, nope. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna learn guitar and take over the world. So that's about it. That's how I got into it.
Okay, that's what's up. I see that you come from the state of Iowa.
Yeah, man.
You tour for 200 days per year with a band called The Effects. The Effects opened for some well-known names such as Kings of Leon, Shines
Oh
Down,
yeah.
Foreigner, The Toadies, Jeffrey Danger. That's incredible. That's a
Yeah, man.
very impressive resume. So talk about the experience being part of the effects.
Yeah, man. That was the band I was in probably the longest time. That kind of like got me playing music full time. We were based out of Oklahoma originally, so I moved from Iowa to Oklahoma, and yeah, we toured nonstop. I mean, we were like, I didn't unpack my suitcase for probably 4 years or 4 or 5 years because it was just like we'd come home for maybe a week or so and just go back out. And I loved it. It was I miss it. I'd still do the road a little bit, but not as much as back then. It was a lot of fun. Made a lot of friends. Saw just some of the most random places you'd never go visit, but because you're on the road, you're like, I might as well go check it out. So, but yeah, dude, still good friends with those guys. One of them's my good golf buddy. But yeah, that was a band. We broke up a while ago though, and then played with a couple other bands after that. But then started doing my own thing, the Krantz, my solo projects. But I still
Gotcha.
write with one of the members is named Joel King. He's in a band called the Wild Feathers that I don't know if you've heard of, but they're doing pretty good. And he's written a few songs with me, my stuff. So it's good to keep connections, your homies and music.
Yeah, so with this release of your self-produced solo album, so you join forces with Eric Thielen, T. Monica. So that's when your journey began under the Krantz name, obviously. And I've been getting to hear some of the music, and your music has also been featured on Music Monday, a show that I've been doing. Um, Girlfriend was featured, and Hangout Girl was featured. But
Yeah,
before,
man, appreciate you doing that, my friend.
yeah, absolutely. But before we get to those tracks, however, talk about this Krantz band that you've been working with for quite some time now. How would you describe the sound type of music that y'all do? If people were to ask you, how would you describe the type of music that you currently are doing? How would you describe it as?
Yeah, man. Well, I'm a pop rock guy. That's like my love. So, the Beatles, as I mentioned before, my number one by far influence. I always think, what would the Beatles do? When I'm thinking about recording or writing something. But so that's kind of my main forte as far as like inspiration. But it's kind of like their sound is so varied, you can't really, there's so many different eras that they went through, or their style change or sound change. So I like to say Weezer meets the Beatles because I'm a huge Weezer fan too. They're a little more of the simplistic pop, style. But then I love the all the musicality of the Beatles songs. Like, I have a lot of strings on my songs, and I just like to experiment with different sounds and stuff like that. It's not always just, guitar, bass, and drums. My keys player, T Talent, you listed his name. He's kind of my right hand man as far as our sound because I just love layers of keys, throwing some organ, some synth patches on there and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess I'd say Weezer meets the Beatles, like power pop, but with a little psychedelic flair to it.
I really like some psychedelic. I really do. I'm become a That's one phrase that I keep using on the show, and I'll use it for as long as I live. I am a musical unicorn at this point of my life. I listen to all sorts of music, um, and I definitely love this psychedelic sound, groovy, funky type of feels. Makes you feel like you want to put on some 80s clothes or whatnot, and do a little soul train dance, things of that nature.
Hell yeah,
So, my
hell yeah.
parents grew up on that era, obviously, and I've watched it late, and I watched old clips of it just to see what people was wearing, because the music was great. I was just curious what the clothing, what the style was, and everybody was just grooving. There was no drama, just everybody get
Oh yeah,
alive.
man, that's stuff.
Yeah, so those were good times indeed, man. Um, so let's talk about these tracks you have released this year thus far. You released "Girlfriend" and "Hangout Girl," and the interesting thing about both tracks is the album covers. There's some cards. Um,
Yeah,
and
man,
then
I'm going with those are the first two tracks off. I have a 8 song album coming out at the end of the year called Stages, and those are the first two tracks. And kind of just like I thought it'd be cool to do the like tarot card theme for them all. So every single single that's gonna come out has a different like tarot card for the cover, and then at the end, my artist, his name's Dean Thomasek out of here in Nashville. He's badass, one of the best I've ever met. But yeah, and then at the end, he's got some rad idea. I was thinking just having all the tarot cards laid out, all 8 of them, with one for each song. But he has a little cool table set idea, some candles and stuff he's working on. So I'm excited to see what that's going to be. But yeah, man, I got a Girlfriend came out back in April, and that's just like power pop supreme right there, man. I just kind of wrote that to my girlfriend, actually. It's just kind of it's one of those ones, man. It's kind of cheesy and takes me back to like my teenage days, but that's that's when I got into music, so kind of like, remembering the Blink 182 and Weezer days back then. I love writing in that style. So that's kind of that, the vibe for that one. And then Hangout Girl, I released that in, was it July, I guess? Yeah. And, man, that's actually my favorite from the new album. It's kind of a throwback, it's definitely got a late 50s, early 60s vibe to it. And I wrote that. I actually wrote that to my girlfriend before she was my girlfriend. We were just hanging out. You know how it is, when you're like, you start seeing a girl, but you don't want to. We didn't want to put a title on anything, so we just be like, we're just hanging out, So she was my hangout girl. But yeah, that's about that one. And I got a new one coming out September 2nd called "Please Me," so be on the lookout for that one. That's a rocker.
and I believe that Please Me, yeah, you already mentioned it, September the 2nd. So you all can go ahead and pre-save it on Spotify. You can
Yeah, man.
pre-order it, and so get that taken care of, and it'll be on your release radar come September 2nd on midnight. So if you're a Spotify junkie like myself, and I also see that you're wrapping up the music video for the song Supernatural Charms, which is off your
Yeah, man.
self-titled debut album. So yeah, so talk about this music video for Supernatural Charms.
Yeah, man. My video guys, I've actually used the same directors for all my music videos. They're all on YouTube, or if you want to go to my website, krantzmusic.com, check them out. But they do great work. And they actually, this brand new studio called Voo here in Nashville opened. It's the biggest LED screen within multiple states of, I don't know, they gave me some stat, but it's basically the biggest LED screen you'll see around anywhere in the South probably. And it was huge, man. It was probably like 30 to 40 feet tall, and it wrapped around you. You know, it was like a whole room. You know, usually LED screens are just kind of a square behind you or something like this. It was all the walls and everything. So they got the hookup there to record some stuff, and they hit me up because they wanted to do kind of a trippy, psychedelic sounding song, and that was one of my. I didn't want to do it. The new singles coming out didn't really fit the vibe for what they wanted, so I picked one of my favorite songs from the first album that we never really pushed or anything because it's definitely got some, trippy. It's very ambient type sounds and stuff. So we decided to make it for that one, and we're wrapping it up here next week. And I'm really excited because it's a song I loved. And sometimes when you don't push a song as a single, it kind of disappears, unless people go to check it out specifically. So I'm excited I get to repush it.
So
But yeah, man, Supernatural Times.
Supernatural Charms, name of the track. Be on the lookout for the music video. But for the time
Yeah,
being,
man.
you can listen to that particular track and a self-titled album on the platforms right now, so you can get a glimpse of, get a feel what the song is and what, have your own vision, imagination of what Supernatural
Yeah, totally.
Charms. I see that on Facebook you posted some photos, give you a little sneak peek. Yourself holding a violin. So that's dope. Definitely like that.
I like this.
Um, so
Yeah, do a little Civil War era type throwback or something.
there you
Just kind of
go.
looks old timey.
Yeah, Civil War days. Yeah, yeah. That's very accurate. That's accurate clothing right there. So definitely, if that's the path that you're going, gotta at least look, Civil War esque. Long, way long time ago, pretty much before any of us was
Yeah,
born.
definitely. Yeah, man, just kind of getting weird with the photographer. I just had this violin that I mess around with, and I was like, it'd be cool to take a picture with it, but I don't want to look like I'm just holding the violin. It's not my thing. So we just kind of put that old sepia kind of weird, filter on it.
It almost
So
looks
yeah, it
like
looks
you're
cool.
holding. It almost looks like you're holding a sword there. So it definitely gets the feels. Definitely. At least
Man, I'm
from
fighting with
that
my
end.
violin.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for Supernatural Charms music video coming soon. Go check out Girlfriend. Go check out Hangout Girl. And both
Yeah,
songs are out right now. And be on the lookout for Please Me. That's coming out on your Labor
September
Day
2nd.
weekend. Labor Day weekend, September 2nd. Get your
Ah, it
weekend.
is, isn't it?
Yeah. Labor Day weekend. Get your holiday weekend started off right with that particular track. It's going to be fire. It's going to be,
Yeah, there you go.
yeah, so it's going to be a fire track. And yes, he's got a full length project on the way. Um, so stay tuned for that. So man, you was talking about this project, man. Just obviously giving people the singles, get people anticipating this release. Um, so with that being said, man, like from what you've put out, from what you have at this moment, man, how are you feeling about this upcoming project? What for fans that's been following you for so many years, what can people expect on this project?
With the rest of the album,
Yeah,
man, it's this album I worked with a producer. His name is Wyatt Witt. I'm pretty much self-produced most of my older stuff, and the songs on this album are very like he's definitely an indie kid. You know, he's went to Belmont school here in Nashville, and he's definitely kind of more in the hipster indie kid vibe
yeah,
than people I've worked with in the past. But I kind of liked it because he added some weird flair, some ideas, you know, that I would have never thought of. So I think with the rest of the album coming out, it's like the yeah, it's definitely more of an indie pop vibe than a lot of my older stuff is more kind of a not all of it, but a lot of it I've kind of been more notorious for being more of the classic rock vibe. So, but I love it, man. It's a few different sounds for me. One of the songs coming out, it's not a single, but it's kind of more jazzy. It's piano heavy, you know, jazzy type vibes, and you know, it's fun to get out of your comfort zone and try some different sounds. So you just got to give them a listen as they come out, see what happens.
for more info on Krantz, you can check out his website, krantzmusic.com. That is spelled KRANTZ
Oh yeah.
music.com. And check out his old music, check out the new music, and check out when and where he and his incredible band will be performing at a show near you as well.
Yeah, man.
So
And then
great.
my Insta and my TikTok are both Krantz Music, so check those out too. I've been trying to kill the TikTok game lately. You know, that's what's up. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
yeah. I'm glad you brought up
oh
TikTok,
yeah,
um, which has definitely become a go-to platform these days. So
oh yeah, man.
what kind of content you do? You do like some POV? Is it some
Man, I
funny
do
like?
everything. I'm not gonna lie. I've always had little funny skit video ideas pop up in my head all the time. So I've been taking advantage of getting to do that, which isn't really much about the music, but it's fun for me. So there's some of that. I mean, it's majority music. You know, it's clips of my music videos, me doing little acoustic performances, just kind of mix everything. And you know, every now and then you see one of the trends pop up that look funny, and you're like, oh, I'll do that. So find a little bit of everything on there.
So check out the TikTok, man. Check out the content. Check it out. Please Me, new single, September 2nd. Go pre-save it. Go pre-order it on the platforms right now of your preference. Great to have you on the show this evening.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, Kenny, thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate it.
this was a lot of fun. And now that I know that Please Me is on the way, that is going to be on the next Music Monday for the rock
Oh, hell yeah,
playlist.
man. Hope it pleases y'all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm very pleased, no pun intended, to hear that you have
Nice.
new music on the way. So great having you on. Thank you again. Continue success, continue good things, and I'm looking forward
Yes.
to this full length project that's coming. Thank you for your time.
All right. Kenny, thank you so much for having me, man. Have a great night.
You too. You have a good night.
All right, much love. Peace.
All right, peace.